Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 10th of July 2025 and the price of Bitcoin has reached a new all-time high. Now that's not all guys. Along with the price of Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high, the US debt has reached a new all-time high as well and the current US debt is at $37 trillion. Now it is so critical to understand guys that the US debt is on an uptrend, isn't it? And it's going to be really interesting to see what role Bitcoin will play into this. Now regarding Bitcoin guys, this month there are two important dates. The first one is the inflation data which will be out on the 15th of July and the second date is on the 30th of July and that is when the FOMC meeting is scheduled to take place. Now could it be possible Federal Chair Jerome Powell will go ahead and reduce the interest rate? If that thing happens guys, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin might even cross the $150,000 mark. But look guys, whatever I'm saying is definitely not financial advice and make sure you go ahead and do your own research. Now we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on all of these points. But more importantly guys, I want to go ahead and discuss something called as Clarity Act. And what happened last night guys is, the Senate Banking Committee, they did have a hearing on building digital asset markets. And in the show notes below, you'll go ahead and see the link to YouTube channel. Now it's really important to note a lot of people from the cryptocurrency as well as blockchain space were attending that session. And you had the CEO of Ripple, that is Brad Garlinghouse. You also had Summer Messenger from Blockchain Association, as well as Jonathan Levin from Chainalysis. Now what I really urge you to do is guys, go ahead and watch the entire video at your own time, because there are positives as well as negative things regarding the Clarity Act. But what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss what this act is all about and what are the rules and regulations they are putting forward in place. Now that thing being said guys, Democrats as well as Republicans, they have both highlighted concerns about the Clarity Act, and one of the senators, that is John Kennedy guys, he did actually say something really iconic and bizarre. He literally called the Clarity Act as urine sample, and I'll go ahead and give the reasoning why he said that. Now look guys, Senator John Kennedy is an absolutely iconic person, and he's definitely a massive fan of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well. But regarding Clarity Act guys, it does pose this question, should it be the crypto industry experts who should go ahead and set the rules and guidelines, or should it be independent lawyers and regulators who should be in charge? According to me guys, it should be a mixture of both, isn't it? But nonetheless guys, in today's episode, I'll go ahead and share more information regarding Clarity Act. And on the 14th of this month guys, there's going to be Crypto Week at the House of Representatives. So next week I'm pretty much sure there's going to be more information coming out regarding Clarity Act. Now the next news guys is more to do with Ripple stablecoin, and they have selected BNY Mellon as custodian. And because of this news as well as Brad Garlinghouse being present at the Senate Banking Committee, the prices of Ripple and XRP is definitely pumped up. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. Now the next news guys is a bit of an interesting one, and as I've been noticing guys, there's a new narrative in the cryptocurrency space, and this is to do with treasury firms. Now at this point of time, you've definitely heard about Bitcoin treasury firms, isn't it? And in the episode that I released yesterday, that is 9th, I talked about the possibility of Ethereum treasury firms. And in today's episode guys, CZ, the former CEO and founder of Binance, he is working on a treasury company, but this is more connected to Binance BNB coin. So it looks like the new narrative and the buzzword in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space is treasury company. Now we'll definitely go into touch base on this. Now what makes this news really important is, they have actually partnered with 10x Capital to go out and buy and hold BNB coin. So we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover guys in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news is an absolutely massive one. And Emirates Airlines, they have signed a memorandum of understanding with Crypto.com, and this is for the future integration of Crypto.com Pay as a payment options for customers. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now the second news guys is connected to artificial intelligence, and Saudi Arabia as well as Qatar guys, they are forging an AI partnership, and they want to aggressively advance governance as well as innovation in the artificial intelligence sector. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. So we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover guys in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Hey everyone, this episode is powered by our newest sponsor, that is Amana. And Amana guys, they are the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. And whether you're looking to invest in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or even manage giants like ADNOC, Amana puts global market at your fingertips. And they also include gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, future commodities, and guess what guys, there are over 450 cryptocurrencies, and this makes them the biggest crypto selection in the region. So listen guys, if you want to go out and build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day, go ahead and explore their pre-built auto investment plan. And what you can do is just set your monthly budget and then choose your preferred asset categories and let Amana automate the investing for you. And here's the best thing, they have zero fees, zero lockups, and 100% customizable. And what makes Amana is really beautiful is funding your account is easier than ever. So what you can do is, guys, you can now send crypto deposits directly from your wallets into Amana account. That means there is no friction and no hassle, isn't it? Now let's say if you're stuck and if you do need support, you would absolutely love Amana because they offer 24/6 human customer service as well as personalized sales support, and these are real people offering real help. And here's something exclusive only for our listeners. Because you're part of the blockchain DXB journey and community, guys, what you can do is you can register using the code blockchain DXB, and the link to it is in the show notes below. Once you fund your account with a minimum of $100 and make at least one trade, you will receive a $100 trading bonus credited to your account the following month. So look, guys, Amana is absolutely transparent, powerful and easy app. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to the show notes below and download the app that is Amana and use the code blockchain DXB, and the link to the code is in the show notes below as well. So go ahead and enjoy your journey with Amana. They are on all markets, one app. Next, guys, I'm happy to announce that Blockchain DXB is the official media partner with one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency and blockchain event space, and that is Blockchain Futuristic Conference taking place in Florida this year, as well as ETH Women taking place simultaneously. And trust me, guys, this is an event that you don't want to miss, isn't it? Because for the very first time, North America's most immersive Web3 event is heading to the United States of America, and the Blockchain Futurist Conference and ETH Women event is actually taking place between the 5th and 6th of November. And the location is absolutely stunning, guys. It is taking place at Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, which is in Hollywood, Florida. That's right, guys. Palm trees, panels, and the biggest mind in blockchain and cryptocurrency is all in one place. So there will be multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, hand-on tech demos, metaverse experiences, even outdoor VIP cabanas, and quite a lot more. And the Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, guys, is one of the most iconic venues in the country. So look, guys, if you're in the Web3 space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or even artificial intelligence space, or just want to do some serious networking, this is the place that you got to be. And to all of you Blockchain DXB listeners, guys, we have something really interesting for you, because you can get a 25% off the tickets. So just use the code DXB25, and the link to the event as well as the code is in the show notes below. And as an official media partner, I'll be doing exclusive live coverage, interviews, behind the scenes access, and I will be spotlighting some of the most exciting projects shaping the future of decentralized finance tech. So if you're at the venue, guys, definitely come and say hi. Maybe we can catch up for a coffee as well. So listen, guys, the code is DXB25, and by using this code you will be eligible for a 25% discount. And the event is taking place between the 5th and 6th of November 2025 at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, that is in Hollywood, Florida. And in the show notes below, guys, there's all contact details for Blockchain Futuristic Conference Florida 2025, as well as ETH Women. And look, guys, this is the future of blockchain technology brought into life. So don't just read about it. Be there and head to the website that is futuristconference.com and go ahead and use the code DXB25. So see you at the event. Next, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you're taking care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is definitely pumped up. The prices of Bitcoin is off the chart. The prices of Ethereum is pumped up. And the price of Ripple might even cross the $2.50. And if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, guys, all of the numbers have definitely pumped up. The volume of stablecoins has increased. But surprisingly, guys, the ETF inflows numbers hasn't picked up pace. It is only at $96 million. Now, I do think it might just be a reporting error or something. Cause look, when the prices of Bitcoin as well as cryptocurrencies are pumping up, a lot of investors will be buying a lot of Bitcoin, isn't it? And that is the time a lot of trillion-dollar companies like BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity Investments, they will be looking at investments flowing into ETFs, isn't it? So it is a bit strange that the ETF inflows hasn't picked up pace. Cause on an ideal given day, guys, this number is hovering around the $400 to $600 million mark. Only when the prices go down, the ETF inflows go down. So it is a bit bizarre that the ETF inflows is below the $100 million mark. And I'm definitely anticipating some reporting error of some sort. And just for your information, guys, I'm looking at this information via defilama.com. And maybe there is a possibility it does not get updated real time. Maybe after every 3 hours. Or maybe after every hour. Now what is also really interesting notice, the market sentiment right now is only at neutral, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, this will drastically change as when the prices keeps on increasing. Now if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, right now it is at $3.54 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is actually up by 0.6%. And check this out, guys, The total cryptocurrency market volume is at a staggering $125 billion, and since the last 24 hours, if we look at it from a percentage point of view, it is actually up by 12.04%, and if you look at the total value locked connected to decentralized finance, today it is at a staggering $121 billion. Now, to be completely honest, guys, this might be the very first time in almost 2 years the total value locked has crossed that number, because ever since Ethereum ETF got approved, guys, the total value locked was actually on a downtrend, because one of the conditions of the ETF approval was the people who got in by these ETFs, they cannot go and invest in proof of staking, and because of that, despite the Ethereum ETF getting approved, the total value locked was on a downtrend. But look, as in the episode that I released yesterday, I talked about Ethereum Treasury firms, and if that narrative builds up pace, there is a very high possibility that the total value locked might actually cross the $200 billion mark, maybe even $400 billion mark at the rate how the prices are pumping up. Because look, what could actually happen is a lot of companies that are not dealing with cryptocurrencies or even blockchain technology for that matter, they might just go out and buy Ethereum and just put it onto the balance sheet and forget about it. And a lot of these companies, guys, they might even go out and utilize this Ethereum to be validators. And if that thing happens, there is a very high possibility the total value locked will be pumping up. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, keep a track on what is going on regarding the total value locked at least for the next 3 months. Now, according to me, this is the definition of smart money, isn't it? And there's this narrative regarding Bitcoin who call Bitcoin as sound money. And a lot of Ethereum maximalists, guys, they call Ethereum as ultra sound money. And if the narrative regarding Treasury firm picks up pace, it'll directly have an impact on total value locked. And we'll also go and discuss, guys, CZ's move regarding Treasury company. Now let's look at some numbers regarding decentralized exchanges, because the decentralized exchange dominance today it is at 46.69%, and if you look at the volume of decentralized exchanges, today it is at $17.32 billion, and PancakeSwap, guys, is leading the pack, and the volume is almost at $10 billion, $9.64 billion to be precise. Uniswap's volume is below the $2 billion mark. Right now it is at $1.92 billion. Radium, guys, is at number 3rd, but its 24-hour volume is below the $1 billion mark, $859.29 billion. Fluid, guys, is at number 4th, and its 24-hour volume is $629.33 million. And at number 5th is Meteora, and its 24-hour volume is $610 million. Now let's quickly run to the volume of stablecoins, and in comparison to the last 72 hours, the numbers have definitely picked up pace, but the 24-hour volume of Tether USDT is below the $100 billion mark. It is only at $91.65 billion. Circle USDC's volume is at $11.36 billion, and FDUSD's volume has definitely picked up pace. Today it is at $6.75 billion. Now let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume, and we'll also look at the dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now surprisingly, guys, despite the prices of Bitcoin pumping up, its dominance has actually gone down, which just means there might be other altcoins that has pumped up even higher, and a lot of people might be buying a lot of altcoins, and that is usually what happens when there is a bullish market, isn't it? And historically, guys, whenever there is indication of being in a bullish market, it is the meme coins that tend to pump up the most. So surprisingly, Bitcoin's dominance has actually gone down, and today it is at 62.50%, whereas Ethereum's dominance has pumped up, and today it is at 9.50%. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $59.92 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is almost double since yesterday, and today it is at $28.10 billion. So look, guys, based on this matrix, you can clearly state, because the volume of stablecoins hasn't picked up pace, there is a very high possibility a lot of fiat currencies has been used to go and buy a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? And if you look at Bitcoin's market cap, guys, today it is at $2.21 trillion, whereas Ethereum's market cap is at $335 billion. Now you can also make an argument, guys, one of the reasons why the prices are pumping up is because President Donald Trump has extended the deadline, isn't it? And the new deadline that he has given is the 1st of August. And could it be possible that on the 30th of July, the prices will actually go down? Now there is a very high possibility for that, because look, guys, on the 30th of July, Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be making a decision regarding the interest rate. Now, President Donald Trump wants him to go and reduce the interest rate. As a matter of fact, he's even pressurizing him to resign. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, have a look at what is going on, particularly on the 30th of July and 1st of August. And both of these news, guys, are not directly connected to cryptocurrencies. These are external factors that definitely drive the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now, I'll definitely go and touch base on that as and when the date gets closer. Now, guys, let's go and look at a new matrix in today's episode. And what I want to do is, I want to look at some metrics connected to NFTs, and let's look at the top 5 total lifetime NFT earnings. And what you can do is, guys, you can go to defilama.com, or you can also go to dapradar.com and have a look at these numbers. And surprisingly, guys, these numbers are pretty much the same since the last few years, and Yuga Lab is leading the pack, and their total lifetime earnings is $569.27 million. Azuki, guys, is at number 2nd, and its lifetime earnings is $129.56 million. V Friends by Gary Vee is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $122.24 million. CloneXX Takashi Murakami is at number 4th, and its lifetime earnings is $119.12 million. And at number 5th is Proof Collective, and its lifetime earning is $100.5 million. Now, guys, let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin, guys, has reached a new all-time high. It is at a staggering $111,369, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 2.27%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 2.04%. Ethereum, guys, since the last 24 hours is up by 6.58%, and right now it is at $2,776, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 7.56%, whereas Ripple or XRP, guys, there is a very high possibility by the time you're listening to the episode, it would have crossed the $2.50 mark, but right now it is at $2.43, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 5.27%, and since the last 7 days, it is actually up by 8.22%. Now, Ripple, guys, has definitely been making quite a lot of partnerships, and they also connected to Ethereum virtual machine sidechain. They are working on tokenization. As a matter of fact, guys, Brad Garlinghouse, he attended the Senate hearing session as well as Senate. Now, I'll definitely go ahead and discuss that, guys, but let's go ahead and discuss what is going on regarding US economy and how it is connected to the price of Bitcoin. Now, what I really urge you to do is, guys, in the show notes below, there is a link that does actually shows the US debt. And right now it has reached a new milestone, and the US debt right now is at a staggering $37 trillion. What this essentially means, guys, is this is the debt that US has, but at the same time it is really important to note, guys, the US, so far as economic factors are concerned, they don't have the capacity, at least for now, to go ahead and pay all of these funds. So could it be possible Bitcoin could be a solution? I definitely do think so, that there is a very high possibility for that, isn't it? Now, regarding the US debt, guys, let me go ahead and try to explain it at a very basic level why the debt is so important. So let's say, guys, there is person A, and let's say he has a salary of $10,000 every month, and because he has a salary of $10,000, guys, what happens is he goes ahead and takes out loans, he goes ahead and takes out credit cards, and he is able to spend more than $10,000 every month, isn't it? So let's say if he has taken credit cards as well as loan, that is the debt that he has, isn't it? Now, instead of that one person having 10,000 salary, guys, think of it at a national level. So think of companies where they have certain earnings, and because of these earnings, they're able to go out and take out debts. And along with that, guys, the US government goes ahead and prints money at will as well, isn't it? And when they print money, they go ahead and issue bonds. And once they go ahead and issue bonds, guys, they often give them interest. And when the bond period is ended, they have to go ahead and buy back these bonds as well, isn't it? So at a national level, guys, that debt is accounted for $37 trillion. And one of the reasons why this is scary is because, going back to the person with 10,000 salary, guys, let's assume he is fired. What happens to the banking and credit card companies that he's got at taken loans? They will not be receiving funds from him. Now think of this at a national level, guys, and that is one of the reasons, guys, why investment in the United States of America is important. And if you actually go to the official White House website, guys, you can see why President Donald Trump is implementing tariffs, because he wants a lot of other countries to go ahead and invest in the United States of America. And based on the official information by a White House website, as well as official information by the companies mentioned in them, guys, President Donald Trump has already secured over $10 trillion. And right now, President Donald Trump is a massive advocate of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well as in it. So if you look at all of these things at a macro level, guys, there is a reason why President Donald Trump is implementing tariffs. And he's also focusing on other alternative form of investments such as Bitcoin, ETFs that are connected to cryptocurrencies, as well as stablecoins. And that, according to me, guys, is an absolutely genius move. Now look, guys, mainstream media is not talking about it, isn't it? They are just bashing tariff for absolutely no reason. So look, guys, if you look at all of these things at a macro level, could it be possible that Bitcoin is in a position to go ahead and relieve a lot of these debt? The answer to that definitely seems yes. Because look, guys, when you talk about Bitcoin as such, there is no endless money printing, there is no political gridlock, and there is no IOUs in the future, isn't it? Bitcoin rather is backed by math, cryptography, as well as the strongest resilient network, and more importantly, guys, Bitcoin supply is fixed, isn't it? So that is one of the reasons, guys. A lot of high net worthy individuals, hedge funds, trillion-dollar companies are definitely looking at Bitcoin as a store of value. And because of these factors, guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have been pumping up. And since the last week or so, we also noticed that the mempool is less, which means that there are less transactions taking place. So a lot of people are not selling their Bitcoin now. Whatever transactions are taking place, most likely it is only a one-sided transaction now, where they're just going ahead and buying a lot of Bitcoin. And a lot of them, I'm pretty much sure, directly buying it from miners as well. Now, regarding the US debt and the US economy, guys, there are two dates I'd really urge you guys to keep an eye on. The first one is the 15th of July, and this is when the inflation data will be out. And there is a very high possibility, guys, for the fourth time after the tariffs have been implemented, the inflation might actually go down once again. And there was this narrative primarily driven by mainstream media that tariffs is going to cause recession, it's going to go ahead and increase the inflation. None of these things happened, isn't it? And looks like President Donald Trump along with Scott Bessent was absolutely right, because based on the numbers including tariffs, guys, inflation has been consistently going down. So what I'd really urge you to do is, on the 15th of July, the inflation data will be out via the Bureau of Labor Statistics website. That is the only official website I'd urge you guys to go ahead and check regarding inflation. And based on the inflation data as well as economic factors, guys, Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be making a decision on the 30th of July whether to keep the interest rate, reduce it or increase it. Now, President Donald Trump has been extremely vocal that he's not happy with Jerome Powell, and he wants Jerome Powell to go ahead and reduce the interest rate. And look, guys, let's say Federal Chair Jerome Powell does go ahead and reduce the interest rate, I'm pretty much sure Bitcoin might even cross the $150,000 mark, maybe even $200,000, because on the 1st of August, potentially the new tariffs will kick in. And could it be possible President Donald Trump will go ahead and give another extension? So a lot of these factors, guys, will directly and indirectly impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, what I'll do, guys, in the Blockchain DXB podcast, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on all of these news. Now, along with that, guys, what is also important to note is, on the week commencing 14th of July, guys, there will be something called as Crypto Week, and they will be discussing Clarity Act as well as Genius Act, and both of these are connected to cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now, yesterday, guys, that is 9th of July, there was a hearing on building digital asset markets, and this was done by the Senate Banking Committee. And in the show notes below, guys, there's a link to the YouTube channel. I would really urge you guys to go and listen to the entire thing. And in the show notes below, guys, there is official information regarding Digital Asset Market Clarity Act of 2025. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, guys, it was great to see people from the cryptocurrency space involved in this. So let me do one thing, guys. Let me go and discuss what does the Clarity Act actually does. And I'd like to go and touch base on 6 areas. The first one is, it establishes clear regulatory roles of the US Commodity Future Trading Commission as well as the US Security and Exchange Commission. Now, we know under the Biden administration, guys, the US Security and Exchange Commission under Gary Gensler were definitely not massive advocates, isn't it? And one of the reasons why people from the cryptocurrency space were not happy is because they felt that Gary Gensler was overstepping his reach, and it should actually be the CFTC who should be regulating the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. And that is exactly what the Clarity Act does. It gives CFTC primary authority over digital commodity spot markets, as well as intermediaries like brokers, exchanges, as well as dealers. And so far as the Security and Exchange Commission is concerned, guys, they will retain oversight of primary fundraising as well as investment contracts, and this will be done with limited exceptions. Now, the Senate hearing, guys, did actually reveal bipartisan concern that this particular split may allow firms to game the system by exploiting regulatory gaps. But look, guys, according to me, CFTC should be the one who should be regulating the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, and not necessarily US Security and Exchange Commission. Now, regarding the second point, guys, the Clarity Act does create a legal definition of digital commodities. But here's the thing, guys, they have excluded securities, stablecoins, as well as derivatives. So what the Clarity Act essentially does is, it defines a digital commodity as a blockchain-based asset with value intrinsically linked to its network use. But here's the crazy thing, guys. When you talk about stablecoins, they should fall under the same category, isn't it? However, guys, the Clarity Act, as I mentioned earlier, it excludes securities, derivatives, and stablecoins, and this is create a bit of panic as well as worry among lawmakers, and they feel that some assets could avoid proper oversight by technical classifications, and this is an area where Brad Garlinghouse was giving his suggestions as well. Now, regarding the third point, guys, Clarity Act introduces a concept of mature blockchains for regulatory exemptions. And what they are saying is that a mature blockchain must be decentralized and not by privileged users, and it should have less than 20% token ownership concentration by any group. This, according to me, does make a lot of sense, isn't it? But look, as could it be possible that two friends get together and then they have more than 20%? There is a very high possibility for notorious actors to go out and manipulate such things. And the Clarity Act also states that projects on such network may qualify for exemptions from SEC registration. But look, guys, knowing the notorious players in the cryptocurrency space, I'm pretty much sure they'll be looking at it from a loophole point of view, isn't it? And they will find out ways how they can bypass investor protection. Now, regarding the fourth point, guys, the Clarity Act grants the CFTC, that is Commodity Future Trading Commission, primary oversight of digital asset commodity markets and exchanges. So platforms like Coinbase and Kraken would technically fall under CFTC supervision if dealing with digital commodities. So CFTC would be the one who would be setting core principles such as, let's say, trade monitoring, conflict of interest, customer fund segmentation, and quite a lot of other. Now, under the Biden administration, guys, SEC Chair Gary Gensler was unnecessarily interfering in this, isn't it? So look, as politics can definitely impact the future and trajectory of cryptocurrency and blockchain adoption, isn't it? Now, that thing being said, guys, at the Senate hearing, there were concerns that were raised that CFTC lacks the enforcement firepower, and the SEC also does not have the required budget, and the Democrats in particular were making an argument that this particular oversight is relatively weak, because look, as the politicians, particularly the Democrats, they definitely want to have more control over our spendings and businesses. Now, the Clarity Act also provides limited exemption from SEC registrations for token offerings tied to mature blockchains. So what the Clarity Act states is, users can raise up to $75 million annually without SEC registration, but only if it is tied to certified mature blockchain, and they must file an offering statement and follow reporting standards, but they do not have to face accredited investor thresholds. Now, some senators did actually make an argument, guys, that this particular exception could undermine investor protection and allow speculative fundraising. Now look, guys, knowing the notorious actors in the cryptocurrency space, I kind of agree to this point, because you might end up seeing a lot of rug pulls as well, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see how this thing develops. And finally, guys, the Clarity Act also set rules for provisional registrations, custody, AML compliance, and quite a lot of other things. And it introduces temporary registration now, which is kind of like a provisional registration for digital asset exchanges and brokers until full implementation, and it applies the same Bank Secrecy Act obligation for AML and KYC. And the Clarity Act also establishes a qualified digital asset custodian framework, likely involving federal or state supervision, isn't it? So look, guys, essentially in a nutshell, this is what the Clarity Act is, and I'm pretty much sure the Crypto Week will be getting more information. But look, guys, I have two questions pertaining to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. The first one is, does the Clarity Act offer Bitcoin legal certainty to scale peer-to-peer use? And the second one, guys, is, does the Clarity Act just create loopholes that help big crypto players escape rules? Cause look, there are a lot of notorious actors in the space, isn't it? So we definitely need to factor all of these things. And according to me, guys, the big question is, should crypto industry experts set the rules and guidelines, or should independent laws and regulators be in charge? Because as I mentioned earlier, guys, Senator John Kennedy, who's a Republican by the way, he was talking about rules regarding internet. They did actually let industry experts take care of it, and he was talking about, look at what has happened regarding censorship, and I'm pretty much sure he's now talking about online censorship that did actually take place during the election. Now look, our Senator John Kennedy does come up with iconic statements every time, isn't it? And what he actually said regarding this point is, we let the current generation of internet write their own rules, and frankly what we got looks like somebody knocked to a urine sample. Absolutely brilliant and iconic statement. So look, guys, let me know what is your thought regarding setting up rules and regulations. Should it be the crypto industry experts, or should it be independent laws and regulators who should be in charge, or should it be a mixture of both? Now it's needless to say it's going to be a mixture of both, isn't it? But let me know, guys, if you would prefer only crypto industry experts to go and set the rules and regulations. Now, guys, let's go and discuss some partnership news. And Ripple, guys, they have selected BNY Mellon to custody Ripple USD reserves, and this is more connected to the stablecoin that is RLUSD. And Ripple's RLUSD, guys, is issued under a New York Department of Financial Services trust charter, and it is built for cross-border payments with a focus on compliance, utility, and transparency, isn't it? So this partnership definitely makes a lot of corporate sense, and the partnership, guys, reflects a shared commitment to building the future of financial infrastructure. And regarding this news, BNY Mellon will provide custody and transaction banking services, thereby enhancing Ripple stablecoin RLUSD's operations and driving institutional adoption as well. Now it's really important to note, guys, Ripple stablecoin's market cap is only at $500 million. Imagine, guys, if Ripple goes and increases the market cap, I'm pretty much sure they can aggressively compete with the USDT as well. Now look, whether you like Ripple or not, guys, Their software works perfectly fine. Now you can make an argument that they do not use blockchain technology as such. They work on an IOU principle and it works more on a distributed ledger technology, isn't it? But that thing being said, guys, the error rate that they have is absolutely less. And more importantly, guys, they have an extremely strong financial network all over the world. So could it be possible that Ripple goes and increases the market cap? And if they do that, guys, I do think they will heavily compete with Tether USDT, maybe even compete with Bitcoin, because the market cap of Ripple is definitely off the chart, isn't it? And so far as the stablecoin is concerned, guys, they are very cleverly using burning mechanism which is connected to Ripple or XRP. So definitely interesting news. Now the next news, guys, is also an interesting one. And this is more to do with treasury firms and Binance's former CEO and founder CZ, guys. His family office, that is YZI Labs, is backing a new firm, and that new firm will be called as the BNB Treasury Company. And they're doing that in partnership with an investment firm called as 10x Capital, and they will go out and buy and hodl BNB coin, and then they plan to go public on major US exchanges. Now this particular initiative, guys, is actually led by David Namdar, who's from 10x Capital, and they believe by doing this move, guys, it gives US investors institutional access to BNB coin. Because right now the whole buzzword is treasury companies, isn't it? Now it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, if we're going to be finding out a Solana treasury firm, maybe even a Dogecoin treasury firm as well. Definitely a possibility in the cryptocurrency space. So these were some macro level news, guys, on the Bitcoin blockchain cryptocurrency world. Now let's go and look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. In Emirates Airlines, guys, yesterday they signed a memorandum of understanding with Crypto.com, and the agreement excludes integrating Crypto.com's pay to Emirates payment system, and full integration is expected to launch next year. Now look, this partnership emphasizes security and regulatory compliance, and so far as the memorandum of understanding is concerned, guys, it was actually signed in the presence of His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Saeed Al Maktoum, who's the chairman of Emirates Group, and the signatories was Adnan Kazim from Emirates and Mohammed Al Hakim from Crypto.com in the United Arab Emirates. And Kazim, guys, highlighted the move as aligning with Dubai's financial innovation goals. Now look, this particular move is focusing on attracting tech-savvy and younger customers who prefer digital currencies, and Emirates Airlines, guys, they aim to offer greater payment flexibility and choice to travelers, and so far as Dubai is concerned, it is positioning itself as a global cryptocurrency hub, and right now Dubai is backed by a robust regulatory framework for innovation and investor protection, isn't it? And Crypto.com CEO, guys, emphasize building real-world crypto utility. So this partnership, guys, I do feel will drive crypto adoption in travel and finance sectors, and Emirates and Crypto.com will jointly launch promotional marketing campaigns, and the objective is pretty simple. They want to raise awareness and encourage user adoption and crypto payments, and many Dubai businesses now already accept cryptocurrencies including real estate and telecoms, isn't it? And Crypto.com, as we know, is known for security, compliance as well as privacy standards, and Crypto.com currently serves 100 million users worldwide, and they're promoting this idea that cryptocurrency in every wallet. So definitely interesting partnership. Now guys, let's go and touch base on some news on the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, guys, they are forging a partnership to advance governance as well as innovation. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now this particular deal focuses on AI governance, research and innovation, especially in artificial intelligence of things, also called as IOAT. And here's the thing, guys, Saudi Arabia's Artificial Intelligence Governance Association signed a memorandum of understanding with Kuwait's Association of Artificial Intelligence of Things, and the main goal is to enhance cooperations, set governance standards, and drive scientific research. Now this agreement promotes knowledge exchange and supports the artificial intelligence of things sector growth, and it clearly aligns with the regional digital transformation and economic diversification agenda. And so far as Boston Consulting Group is concerned, guys, they did actually publish a report in April of this year that did highlight Gulf nations' AI prioritization. And according to the report, guys, UAE and Saudi Arabia lead in AI infrastructure and adoption in the Gulf region, and Oman and Kuwait are expanding artificial intelligence to global collaboration. But that thing being said, guys, there are a couple of challenges as well, and the challenges include private sector funding and low research output. Now this particular memorandum of understanding, guys, is Artificial Intelligence Government Association's first international agreement, and it does signal a broader regional role as well as in it. And the chairman of AIGR, that is Artificial Intelligence Governance Association, guys, emphasized the shared vision for responsible artificial intelligence and called for a chance for joint projects and shared experiences. And both parties from both nations are committed to ethical and high standard for AI development, and the deal, guys, aims to build sustainable, knowledge-based economies in the region. And according to me, guys, it does set the foundation for future cooperation in artificial intelligence, innovation as well as regional leadership. It's a definitely interesting partnership. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, over the next coming years, we will definitely be seeing such more partnership news and announcements, isn't it? So that's about all, guys, on the Bitcoin blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence world from blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now, for the next few minutes, is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Eric who asks, will Binance BNB's Treasury IPO model help legitimize altcoin reserves like Bitcoin did? This, to be honest, is such a tricky question, to be completely honest, Eric, because a part of me does actually say no, because anything beyond Bitcoin, according to me, does not make a lot of sense. But the fact is, altcoins and smart contracting platforms, particularly Binance, their volume is definitely off the chart, isn't it? And I believe just 2 days ago I also looked at the number of decentralized apps working on different blockchain protocols, and surprisingly Binance BNB chain was leading the pack. So keeping all these things in mind, despite me not be liking the answer does seem yes, but I do have a bit of apprehensions regarding it as well, because if you look at the Binance BNB Treasury IPO model, it does actually mimic the Bitcoin playbook which is being utilized by MicroStrategy, isn't it? And also ETFs like BlackRock's, because they're offering investors regulated, institutional grade exposure to crypto assets without directly holding them, and that model to high net worthy individuals as well as businesses and financial institutions does bring a lot of credibility, regulatory acceptance, and price stability as well. So keeping that thing in mind, it does make a lot of sense, isn't it? And also like Eric, by creating a publicly listed BNB holding firm, which is backed by CZ as well as 10x Capital, it does signal to US investors that BNB is positioned as an institutional reserve asset and not just a utility token. So you never know, Eric, this IPO structure could serve as a compliance-friendly gateway for family offices and maybe intentional allocators where cryptocurrency is still cautiously used, isn't it? However, it's really important to note that BNB lacks decentralization, immutability, and network consensus, and these are exactly the factors that made Bitcoin suitable for such a role, isn't it? And also, if you think of it, it does have close ties to Binance, and CZ and Binance were under regulatory scrutiny as well. So keeping all this thing in mind, is going to be really interesting to see what the outcome is, particularly in the United States of America. Because look, Eric, the IPO model may legitimize altcoin treasury strategies, at least on paper. It doesn't guarantee long-term acceptance unless the underlying asset passes the test of transparency, regulatory alignment, and distributed nature like Bitcoin does, isn't it? So that is what my honest opinion is. But definitely an interesting question. And that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything season blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, we have the Blockchain DXB podcast where we cover top news and information. We also look at geopolitical news. We look at latest regulatory developments, particularly in the United States of America. And then, guys, we look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East from the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, NFTs. We also take a deep dive into the latest technological development and upcoming changes. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.